Along the coast where the waves crash along the shores is where God awaits and cracks open the door that invites us past our yesterday's suspicion. Two worlds collide, and we leave behind old traditions. For it is out on the fringe where elements collide, where what we once were taught no longer resides. Because on the edges of life, where we step into the unknown, is when our experience takes lead into a foreign growth zone. When messages of peace collide with the realities of war, or rigid stereotypes become friends we can no longer ignore, the God written into pages penned many years ago is put to our test so that our faith might grow. As we tread down paths beyond the safety of ancient texts, we encounter dualities that leave us pondering and perplexed, the wisdom in an elder against the wonder of a child, ambitious passion within us versus the humble and mild, a loving God that longs to be known inside each and every one of us, portrayed against fire and wrath which we so rarely discuss. If God is love, and if grace is true, then some messages we've been taught must be thoroughly reviewed. So we can stand on the shore, the sand content beneath our feet. We can walk along the dock where ships wait peacefully in their fleet. Or we can untie the small boat that seems alone and amiss and sail into the depths of God's rawness and bliss. We so rarely take the plunge and immerse in the deep. We prefer our towers and bridges, our castles we keep, perched on horizons that peer far and wide. But the rushing currents beneath us is where God truly resides. As the waters roar and you gaze out into the sea, the waves and the rain drench you as you could have never foreseen. But with time, God becomes known despite the looming dark skies, and sparks of his glory suddenly glimmer in your eyes. See, we're victims to the construct of time. We wrote it into existence so that our conscience might climb. But when seconds consume us, when man's clock is our perspective, we fail to see God's purpose beyond the ticks of time's directive. So in the depths of the ocean where our faith begins to tread, our divine perspective grows and dying religion is shed, and we can choose to throw with it God on his gurney, or embrace the insights discovered by those long ago on their journey. See, God never dies. His story is evolving. But when we get stuck in dogma, the message seems dissolving. Never let your faith remain on the shores of the past. Step into the waters so that you can behold the marvelous and vast expanse of God's ocean and the sands in which we were birthed. Because from the water, a beach takes on far grander worth. And in the same way that each grain of sand comes to form a shore, so does all of our lives. Past and present, they account for the many ways in which God is known and revealed. Our collection amasses, our wholeness we wield, and in our seeking we breathe life into God's very being. Through our curious lives, we're simply guaranteeing that the God of our forefathers, the God of ancient lands, will evolve amidst the wonder of time's constant shifting sands. Behold the grains in their grandeur. Seek the rapturous divine with your hunger and thirst. Yourself is submersed to the depths of God's love. The water rushes above, and you'll find in these moments when you're out on the fringe that the God beyond time is found waiting within.